Yeah, welcome, welcome by For the Passion, Not the Fashion, the YouTube channel. I'm here with Nicholas Souza, the drummer of Hatriot and son of one of the most legendary thrash frontmans in history, Steve Souza. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Marco. I appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
So let's go to the very beginning of your band, Hatriot. I know you started the band together with your brother and your father, uh, and but how did it all started, and what can you tell me about the beginning and how it did this happen? A band with three family members, and you know.
Yeah, so how it all kind of came about is me and the guitar player Costa, we played in different bands at this one time. Basically, there was a promoter in the Central Valley about an hour and a half away from San Francisco, and he would book a bunch of shows with great bands such as Warbringer, Havoc, Hatriot, Lich King, all those kind of bands. And I hit the promoter up through my dad's MySpace because my dad didn't know how to use MySpace, right? So he had me monitor it for him, and so I just pretended I was my dad and just said, "Hey, can you get my sons on this bill?" And so he would say yes, that's no problem. So he would get us on the bill, and I met Costa, our guitar player, playing shows, within like a 6-month span, and so the promoter was like, "Hey, how come your dad never comes out to the shows? He always hits me up to get you. How come he can't, come out to the shows?" And so I'm like, "Well, I think he's been pretty busy with stuff." So then I had to tell my dad, I was like, "Look, I've been going on your MySpace because this is like what 2010 probably."
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's asking because I've been posing as I'm you, getting us shows, and he wasn't mad or anything. He's like, "Oh man, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool." So then I had him come out to a show where we opened up for Sadis and Hyrax. It was my band Oscar I, Costa's band Cranial Damage, Sadis and Hyrax, and so he met the promoter and all that stuff, and we were talking to Costa, and at that time, Costa was like, I'm not really happy in my band. I don't like the direction we're going. I'm trying to start my own band. And I was at the time telling him, stick with it. You guys are really good. Like, you guys are the best local band of that scene. And he's like, I don't think I want to stick with it. And about a week later, he quit. He quit his band, and I wasn't too happy with my band either. So I kind of left my band. I'm like, "Hey, dude, you want to start jamming?" And so, he would come over to my house, and we would start jamming and stuff. And the riffs you were writing was very good. And my dad was not in Exodus at the time, so he didn't have a lot going on musically. So we wrote about 3 or 4 songs, and my dad was like, "Hey, like the songs are great. Like, what would you guys think about having me sing?" And I'm like, I was like, "Dude, I think that's a fucking great idea.
Yeah.
Like, how cool would that be? You haven't." He did the live thing with like Dublin Death Patrol, and he put that album Tenet out with Gene Hoglan, Byron of Fear Factory, and Strapping Young Lad, Jed Simon of Strapping Young Lad, and Glenn Avelize, who's played in like Forbidden Testament, various other projects. That kind of never went anywhere. So he wanted something to do. And so basically he kind of joined the fold. And then we had a few other guitar players that kind of came in and out. But then, my brother plays bass. So we're like, "Dude, why don't you play bass?" And so we got my brother in the band. But at that time I was only 16 and I had 2 more years of high school left. So I was kind of, doing like the typical 16-year-old thing, getting in trouble, partying, that kind of stuff. So I actually stepped out of the band for a year, and they had Alex Bent who plays drums in Trivium now. He used to play drums in like Battlecross and Decrepit Birth, all those kind of bands. He actually filled in for a year and wrote a lot of the drum parts on the first album, but he got busy with his other bands. So he actually had to step out of Hatriot about a year later. So they were looking for a drummer again, and at this time I had graduated high school. So my dad asked me if I wanted to try out, and I'm like, at first I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that was just something of the past. And so they were kind of bugging me to try out. They had tried out a few other drummers. It just nobody was a really good fit. So I ended up trying out about a month after he asked me. And I know how to play the songs well, so I just did my thing and played the songs. And they ended up giving me the gig about a month later. I jammed with them for a little bit. And that's really how it all kind of came together initially. And after that, we put out the first album about a month later. We recorded with Juan Urtiega from Trident Studios, who's done the latest Testament album. He's done Machine Head. He's just finished Sadist, Vicious Rumors, Exodus, So we did our first album with him, and, kind of the rest is history from there.
A little bit an annoying question, but why did your father leave the group after in the first place? Or was he too busy with Exodus and or other things in life? Or do you want to do it by yourself and make your own name without your father? What was the...
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, a little bit of everything you just said. Exodus, we had put out our second release, Dawn of the New Centurion, about a year after the story I had just mentioned. And we put that album out. We did a great shows. We played with, great bands, DRI, went around California and the West Coast. And then, things happened with Exodus and Rob Duke. So inevitably, Chuck Billy was managing Exodus at the time and asked my dad to retry out. And he asked us first. He says, Gary and Chuck want me back in the band. Is that okay with you guys? And we're like, of course. Like, that's amazing. How great would that be for the fans to have you back in the band? That's no sweat at all. And so he did his thing. He ended up getting back into Exodus, which is great. I think it's amazing. But the thing about it is we had a tour with Artillery and Onslaught all throughout Europe booked, and we had to cancel that because of Exodus. Like, we had to pull off. I think Artillery and Onslaught still went on tour, but we had to pull off, and it was just like, and then we had a few other shows lined up where we couldn't take them, and we're like, oh man. And then DRI asked us to play the show in right by where the 49ers play in San Jose, and then one in Oakland. And my brother at practice we would just jam without my dad while he was on tour, and he would just copy my dad, like, "Do the Toxic Waltz," that kind of shit. So
but, he would. You already put something out of it. You already say my next question. Your brother sounds so much similar as your father.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
So we had my brother, like, dude, like, learn the lyrics, and then we went in the next week and we jammed with my brother on vocals, and we're like, dude, you sound just like him. We might not even need pops at all. Like, so then we kind of worked things out. We had a meeting with my dad and just said, hey, you're really busy with Exodus, and Cody's actually going to be our singer. He's doing a phenomenal job. And my dad
he do.
He's all, that's a good idea. So then we had my brother go into Trident Studios, where Juan Urtiaga, who's done our albums, and just demo a few songs out on vocals, and my dad wanted to make sure everything was right. And, he's not just passing the torch for, a one-trick pony. And it ended up working out. So, yes, we wanted to do it on our own, make our own, pave our own way, and blaze our own trail. My dad's back in Exodus, which is great. And my brother's phenomenal. So it all kind of worked out, yeah, that's really how and it was totally amicable, and everything's great. And he's helped us out since then. So yeah, it was a win-win situation.
Because now you already answered my next question, actually, because my next question was nowadays you play the drums, and your brother's doing the bass and the sings in the band. But my question was, do you think his way of singing is like father, like son, like father, like son? Yeah. And because I really think it is, and both guys have so much similarities. Well, I said, what do you think? But you already answered. It is like father, like son. Is this running in the family? If you're gonna sing, do you also sound like your father?
Oh man, I'm a terrible singer. I'm the worst. You know who's the best singer in my family is actually my sister.
Really?
We have a sister. She's a phenomenal singer. She can sing like the Lord stuff, the Adele, like all the poppy kind of stuff, and she's a phenomenal singer. So music runs in our family genes hard.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And as much as my brother does sound like my dad, I think there are definitely similarities and differences. My dad doesn't really do the death vocals too much. My brother's really good. He's very like George Fisher from Cannibal Corpse, Trevor Sternad from Black Dahlia Murder. He likes to go the high and do the low. So that was a great element we brought into the band as well. But yeah, like father, like son, baby.
That's also a song he wrote back in what's on the next.
Oh yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah. Hey, and now we are talking about family. You're a father, and your dad is already a grandfather, right?
Yes. Yeah, he is a grandfather.
a thrash metal grandfather. And you also raise your kids with music, and so you already feed them a little bit with music.
Oh yeah. I got a little drum practice pad over here, and he'll get on and start playing the drums. We have a vinyl player, and we got a bunch of music in our house. We have speakers. Yeah. And stuff, and he loves listening to music, man. It's awesome. He's,
three,
the music
industry, yeah.
He'll be 3 in June. Yeah, he'll be 3 in June. The music industry's rough, but we might have a little 3rd generation thrasher here coming up pretty soon. So yeah, cool. But no, he loves music. Him and my girlfriend, his mother, she's really into music too. So it's a great musical family we got going.
Awesome. And you also always see pictures that you also bring to the baseball, to the Oakland A's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got to raise them right. Well, the A's are still here. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Yeah. We brought him to his first A's game last season against the Los Angeles Dodgers. He had a blast. It was fun. He didn't last too long. He only lasted 3 or 4 innings. But hey, it's all good just to go there and give him the memories and stuff was worth it, because I love doing that as a kid, and I want to try to do all the things I did as a kid with him.
3-1, drilled left center field. Hamilton on the move, and that baby is gone. Cowgill makes it a 5-2 game with a 2-run shot. Herman hits one high in the air to right center field. Buxton near the wall, he can't find it, and that baby's gone. That's a grand slam.
I remember your father was wearing on the second album with your father, is Fabulous Disaster. Your father wears an Oakland A's jacket in the cover of the CD on the record.
I have that jacket in my closet.
Okay,
that's that same one.
Yeah, and with your son, he would blame you when when he wasn't at the Oakland A's game, when he gonna be a baseball fan, when he's grown up, and he would miss this. But Dad, why did you didn't
take
bring
me?
me? The
Yeah.
last chance I had was when I was 4-year-old, 3-year-old, you know.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah. So while they're here, I got to take him. Hopefully, we can build a new stadium in Oakland. Hopefully, we can, seal the deal on that. It's not looking too good, but yeah, while we're still here, got to take the little one to A's games.
Cool.
It's been fun. It's been great.
Awesome. Hey, and what are your future plans? Are you going on tour and try to win the European metalheads, because you're like your father and every band in the Bay Area? You know, the Bay Area, especially my country, the Netherlands, you guys are so warm, loved. You know, they love Exodus, they love Metallica, they love Testament, they love Dead Angel. All those bands are Forbidden. They are so in our culture, you know. And I'm come from Tilburg, and Eindhoven is next to us. Tilburg, Eindhoven, the Netherlands. We love the Bay Area. We love thrash from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Do you want to be that next band who get armed by us, Dutch metalheads and European metalheads?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, like you said, before the show we were talking, we played in 2013. We did Eindhoven Metal Meeting. We did the Scum Club, and we played this place. Yeah, you were there. You were there. A little alcohol involved, but you were there. And then we played this place in Belgium, Katwijk.
Thank you. We want you to know that this is Hatriot's first time in Europe. This is our very first show in Europe ever. Thank you all for being such a part of it. We got to play with our boys from Death Angel today, and we met some really, really cool bands. Today we haven't played with before, and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for making this first for us. I know that I expected that. As I heard Mark say it earlier, I will tell you, my favorite city in fucking Holland. Sorry. Beautiful. I've been very fortunate in the past to play with some great musicians. I really have. And this band is no different. And I kind of want to let you guys know who these guys are. This thing started with me and this guitar player to the left. I want to hear it. Give an Eindhoven welcome, Mr. Custody! I've been fortunate again, like I said, to be playing with such great guitar players. We found this fucking hairy motherfucker in a pit. Let's hear it, JC Justin Colasso. A lot of you guys wondered, well, what the hell was Zetro doing after Temple of the Damned, right? Well, these next two motherfuckers, I'm gonna let you in on that. A lot of people say, make your own rhythm section, Zetro. So that's what I did. Eindhoven, I want to introduce you to the second generation of thrash metal with the Souza name. And to carry on the legends of thrash metal in Bay Area and metal from here on out, can I please introduce you to my son Cody on bass and my son Nicholas on drums.
I don't remember what the venue was called. I think it was called the Verlicht Geest in Katwijk.
Verlichte Geest in Belgium and the Scum in Katwijk.
Yeah. Katwijk. Yeah, no. Katwijk was the Scum Club.
I was in Katwijk, and your father said, "Oh, you were the drunkard who was at the Dublin Death Patrol gig before. That was just before that."
That's right. Yeah. So when we played there, when we went on that European tour, the Dutch fans just welcomed us with open arms. It was like, wow, it's like, man, we had never played over there. I didn't even know if anybody knew who we were. And, every show we played was packed. I was like, man, this is really cool. Like everyone's super digging it. You know, we sold a lot of merchandise, and you know, we had people like Angel came out to one of our shows.
Oh, it's my friend. She's very good friend. Angel Smakers. Leontine. Yeah. And Dennis Hairball.
And Dennis. Yeah. They came out.
And Talita and Eus and Kick and everyone. Yeah.
Kick. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah. All those. That was great. That was great. And so, you know, they welcomed us with open arms. So our future plans is, you know, we had a lot of humps and valleys to get through with this new lineup, and kind of, you know, we have new management now. We are now managed by Craig and Lum of Heathen, the guitar player who filled in for Exodus when Gary was doing the Slayer thing. He's our new manager. So we're just trying to build from the ground up. We started during the pandemic. We kind of started this new transition. So there are a few tours in the works right now. Nothing that's I can talk about that's in fruition, but things that are penciled in. So hopefully we can make our way over to Europe and go over there and win over the Dutch fans again, because you know they loved us. They loved us very much, and you know we just felt like we were, because going there we're like, ooh, you know, what are we getting ourselves into? And it was like, oh man, this is like home field advantage. This is home base. We felt so welcomed over there. So you know we've been playing across the West Coast a lot lately. And we just hope to grow this bigger and go back to Europe. Like I was telling you in the pre-show, we had a few European festivals lined up with Alcatraz. And I can't remember the other one, damn it. It's not coming to me. But we had two or three.
Grass Pop?
Not Grass Pop. Fuck. I don't remember.
Holland or Belgium? It's a different country, yeah?
Belgium. No, I know. I think it's Belgium or Paris. Not Paris or France, perhaps.
Hellfest.
So it wasn't Hellfest. It was another one. I can't remember. But anyway, we had those festivals booked. And, you know, the pandemic happened, and we were supposed to be on them last year. And, you know, the festivals didn't happen either. And then this year, when they hopefully are going to happen, we never got asked back. So it's like, yeah, whatever. We got to prove ourselves with our new album that we're worthy to come over there. And I think we are. The new album's very strong, and we're all smart individuals. You know, we're all good people and have good head on our shoulders. And I think it'll all work out. But yes, we want to go to Europe and fucking and fucking, you know, the next wave of thrash metal. We're the future of thrash metal, man. So we're going to fucking go over there. And when we do, we're going to kick everyone's ass. We're going to fucking destroy. So.
Great. You already talked about some bands from your area. Lich King? No, not Lich King. What do you talk? Was it Lich King?
Lich King, they're from Massachusetts.
No, you talked about another band. This band was staying in my house a year ago, and they also Oakland. The one is also an Oakland fan, Oakland Oak Ace fan.
Oh, DRI?
No, I you talked about, but that's the new bands. You know, Havoc, Hatriot, whatever, Warbringer, and there was also another band you mentioned in the pre-show. I don't know. No matter. But this American metal was always, since the beginning of metal in Europe, and Holland was always we always liked everything what came from America, and we always very focused on the American market with everything we do. That's Holland, little brother of America, sometimes they tell.
Definitely.
But with the bands, also with the Bay Area, you know, this is so popular in especially in Holland, especially the thrash from the Bay is huge here. So I think there's no problem to have. And your brother sounds like your father, and the music is like typical Bay Area thrash. And I think it will be not a big problem to get the fans ready for you. I think Holland would be no problem. And I think Germany and Belgium will follow as well, and France, so no problem.
Yeah, definitely. We would, like I said, we would love to go over there. You know, it's just a matter of telling the people, the right people. Like I said, we have Cragen, who's in Heathen. Yeah. So he's got a lot of friends over there and a lot of connections. So we're just trying to put the puzzle pieces together and make it all work.
Great. Hey, and now is another. How is it music-wise to be sons of one of the greatest thrash metal vocalists in history? Did it help you in your career, Did it help a lot that your father raised you with good music and stuff?
Yeah, it definitely helped. I've been around the thrash scene as long as I can remember. I mean, I would say like 7, 8 years old, being up around, Rob Flynn and Phil Demmel from Machine Head, and, going to backyard barbecues with, the Testament guys and Nevermore and, all those kind of bands. And then, just getting to go to shows early, seeing, Cannibal Corpse and seeing Anthrax and, Testament a million times, Death Angel, Forbidden, just going and seeing and getting to meet them and getting to like, interact. And, obviously my father would tell me, the do's and do nots of the industry. So things to look for, things not to, look for, ways to kind of help write songs lyrically, musically, what works, what doesn't. He was very critical on us growing up as musicians, make sure that we were practicing every day, make sure,
strict.
we were, up on our stuff. Just the know-hows of music. It definitely benefited. But I will say, and I haven't heard this a lot, but there are a few people that think that with Hatriot, it's kind of nepotism to where, just because they're Zetro's sons, they get this, they get that, they get this, they get that.
Yeah.
And that couldn't be further from the truth. We've worked hard for everything we get. And honestly, not to be like, whatever, but we thought it would maybe help us a little bit more having, Zetro be our dad, maybe they're going to throw us a bone. And no one threw us a bone, man. It was like everything we've done, we've had to do on our own and earn the respect and earn everything we've done. You do see that in the industry. And, I love, we're friends with the Slipknot guys, and I love Corey Taylor, but I feel like, his son just got out of high school and joined a band, and now they're already playing with Slipknot. They're on these festivals, and it's like, maybe you could say that's nepotism. Maybe you can't. I don't know, but we never got that, which is cool with me, because in the end, when we put out these great albums and these great live shows, it's like on us, and we take great pride into that.
Now, what you're telling is so familiar for me, because I'm a good friend with Jerome. Hi, Jerome. If you see this, hi, Jerome. Jerome is a son of Venter from Jule, Jeff Venter, drummer of Creator.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met those guys, they were playing in bands, also like Manifestic, anyway, all those bands who they play, the Sons of Creator and Sodom guys. And they also told me the same. We have to prove ourselves, because a lot of people already judge. They then even judge you like you get only this because of your parents. That was the same with those guys. That's why they want to go their own path. And if I'm honestly, Fenter is a great drummer and also a great person, but his son is even. He can drum, this is sick. You have to check him out. I will send you some links where you can see the son of Fender.
Dude,
drumming.
yeah. Send that to me.
Such a phenomenal drummer. And I think even he's a little bit better than his father. Sorry, Fenter. Sorry, Fenter.
Wow.
But your son is even better. But he's living in the wrong time, This is not the 80s anymore, when, this is the 2000s, and it's harder. I think it's harder to grow as a big band these days.
It is, a good thing. It's a blessing and a curse with social media.
Yeah.
It sucks because everyone's so glued to it. And it does cause a lot of like negative things here and there.
Yes.
But it also is a good thing for things like this, to where I don't know if maybe because you were at the Scum Club, but people around Holland or people in Europe or South America or Japan may not even know who Hatriot is. But because of social media, it's allowed it to grow our fan base without us having to actually play there, which is a blessing and a curse, because I'd rather go and play there and make the fans rather than social media. But it is cool that, we can reach out and find music and kind of do all that. I think things were a lot different from the 80s. There was more hunger. There was more, of a knack to try to get over there. And because there was no social media, there's only magazines, and kind of prove themselves. So it's the dichotomy of today and the 80s is totally different. But, it is what it is. It's never going to be like that again. So we just got to, stick with the times and do what we can,
And when we talk about the music of your youth, do you also listen to other style than just metal, or is it just metal for you?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of different music. Nothing that really strays away from the rock and roll thing. Like I love bands like, The Offspring, Blink-182, Sum 41, Rise Against, even bands, but I also love obviously Black Dahlia Murder, Cannibal Corpse, Machine Head, Testament, Exodus, Slayer, fucking, all that shit, but it ranges all from the rock umbrella, anything from like, Volbeat, Black Veil Brides, Ghost, I love those kind of bands. But just stuff like Sublime, that kind of stuff too. So it's all underneath the rock and roll umbrella. It's just kind of where it falls. I love Behemoth, I love Vader, Decapitated, that kind of stuff. And then sometimes I'll put on Prince or Green Day, and that kind of stuff. And it's just like, and it's a wide spectrum for me, but in the end, I love a good song. I love it to be catchy. I love great structure. I'm not too into like techno or house music or dance music. Not really into the pop thing. My girlfriend's really into like hip hop and rap. She loves metal too. Oh yeah, Too Short. Yeah, Too Short.
From Oakland.
Too Short's from Oakland. Yeah. So she's been showing me a lot of good hip hop, which is cool. Cool. It's definitely not my favorite, but the stuff she shows you, Tupac, all that kind of stuff, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. So that's kind of where I lie with my musical taste. It's all like I said, my umbrella is huge. Whether it's pop punk, rock, metal, thrash metal, death metal, black metal, it kind of all ranges. But that's like my musical boundary with everything.
Great. And this wait. Oh yeah. You released this new album now. You're gonna release this new album. What's coming up now? Are you excited? And what can fans expect from it? How would you describe? Is it similar to the old records from Hatriot, or is there something completely new in it, or is it something? What can we expect as thrash metal fans?
I'm very excited for everybody to hear this. And I know a lot of people, when they release albums, they say, this is the best thing we've put out, or I'm excited. I truly am. For what it is, when we had Zetro in the band for the first two albums, it was very reminiscent of Exodus and Testament. And we've kind of strayed away from that. We have our last album we put out in 2019, and we kind of branched away. We went a little bit more death metal and a little bit more, like Pestilence.
Pestilence from Holland.
Yeah, like that. There's a lot of influence of that. Decapitated on that album. This new album, we brought all that same influence of like a little bit of thrash, a little bit of death metal, and now we've added this kind of newer element where it's like very like Trivium, In Flames, Kill Switch. It's a very heavy album, but it's very diverse. We have some songs where it's the lightest shit we've ever played, and we have some songs where it's literally the heaviest shit we've ever played. And we've had a lot of influences of hardcore bands, Madball, Powerhouse, all those kind of hardcore kind of elements too. So there's New York stuff, definitely, yeah. So we've added some hardcore elements into it, and we kind of just like mixed it into this pot, and it's thrash, it's death, it's there's some good melodies.
One of your torments, blood
ever since Zetro left, our biggest thing has been creating our own identity. And I felt like this album really like encompassed that. It really, people are going to be like, wow, this is Hatriot. Hatriot is this, not saying our other albums before weren't, but we're really starting to hone in on who we are as a band. And I feel like this this last album exemplified that. We'll be releasing a single here pretty soon. It's a thrashy one. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. We'll be releasing our first single off of that album, and we're going to be releasing singles sporadically. I think we're doing 3 before the album actually drops at the end of July.
Also physical or only download singles?
The single will only be download. Yeah, nothing physical, unfortunately. But yeah, you can find it on our Spotify or our Apple Music or YouTube. We have this great lyric video, and then we're shooting a music video in 2 weeks for going to be one of our singles. So we have 2 lyric videos, and we're going to be doing 1 music video before the album drops. So I can't wait for everyone to hear it. It's great. It's different, but it's us at the same time, and it sounds very mature.
Great. And is our friend Tim doing the lyric video? Is he gonna make it?
No, we have this our friend from. He's like my guitar player handles the lyric videos. It's this guy. I think it's from Vietnam.
Oh,
it's
Vietnam.
No, it's not Tim, unfortunately. Maybe next album we'll use him. But we have this dude from Vietnam that did our lyric videos, and then we have Mike Sloat. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's going to be doing our music video. He's done everybody. He's done Machine Head. He's done Testament. He's done tons of bands, especially here in the Bay Area. He actually did we put out 2 music videos in the past. He actually did those as well. So we'll be using him again here pretty shortly. Awesome.
Because I think it's a really good thing what you're telling. Because if I listen to the old Hatriot albums, they're okay. It has so much similarities with Exodus. I think it's good what you're telling me right now to have now without your father to start really something to do it by your own. I think it's only you. The music was always your band and your Cody and in your band, But I think it's a good thing to have something, and it's also good to create something new, no rip-off from something else, and it's great. I'm very curious to hear what you're gonna create because it's a very hard job, I think, to do something in the old spirit with some fresh elements. I think it's a really hard job to do.
I agree. And like I said, the first 2 albums were very reminiscent of Exodus, and we just kind of wanted to stray away from that. I love Exodus, but Exodus is Exodus. We're Hatriot, so we want to do something different. But there are still thrashy riffs in it, so crack a beer and let's have a good time.
And what you're telling also, that's the tail and the head and the tail. The songs have needed a head and a tail, and have to be catchy and rememberable. And that's what the old bands had, and what a lot of new bands are missing. I think it's really, really important to have a tail and a head, and to be catchy, and that people remember the songs. And I think if you can do that, you can be a big band. And that's for me, in my opinion about it.
No, definitely. And I was a big part of the lyric process in this album. That's one thing. As the drummer, my dad taught me how to really write great lyrics. As far as placement, hills and valleys, where to let a riff just groove, where to scream, where to kind of get at the catchiness and that kind of sort of stuff. So me and my brother we pretty much wrote a lot of the lyrics. And there's some songs I wrote alone, just as the drummer. Those are 100% of my lyrics. And I try to have that in the back of my mind with the catchiness, like with the chorus, like something people could, fucking sing to, and, that kind of thing. So, I can't wait for everyone to listen to it, man. It's phenomenal.
Man, awesome. But that was also another question. You always, what I'm gonna ask. Who writes the music and lyrics? You already you wrote most part of the lyrics together with your brother. But how is it music? Who writes the music in the band?
So mostly it's our guitar player Costa. He writes 98% of the music. He is a savant when it comes to writing, man. He is on another level. He is like Gary Holt Jr., man. He is so wicked with his playing. He's a great player. He's a great rhythm player. He's an amazing solo player, and he can write. He has the trifecta, which people like Eric Peterson and Gary Holt fucking have, and we trust him, man. He'll just sit in his room, write riffs. He'll send it to us, an email. I'll come up with drums, and we'll kind of write lyrics to that. Our newer guitar player Kevin, he actually wrote a song on this last album, and it's good, because we're very critical when it comes to songwriting and music and all that kind of stuff. So he sent us this song. It's very dark, and we're like, ooh. We had to make a few edits to it, of course, as a band, but it's very dark, and it's a very good song. So, and it's very much in the vein of Hatriot, especially the new path we're trying to take. So, he embodied the Hatriot spirit with his song. But I would say for riffs and music, mostly Costa, and then for the lyrics, mostly my brother and myself.
And who produced and mastered the new album?
Juan Urtiega from Trinet Studios, who's done our last few albums. Amazing producer. We know him very well. I've known him pretty much my whole entire life. So it's not like awkward or whatever. We're super comfortable with him. There's a few times where he's like, I don't think you should play that drum beat, or I don't think you should do that solo, or I don't think you should use those lyrics. So he's very hands-on and very involved in the producing stage of our music. So, and he was very, very hands-on with this last album. I think the first two albums, he was intimidated by my dad a little bit. Not to say, it is what it is, but he kind of just let my dad do what he wanted to do. This one, he was very honest about, no, you need to do it like this, or try this, very hands-on. And all of his suggestions were great. And I fully 100% back up everything he wanted us to do.
Great. Hey, and then I'm already coming to the end.
Cool.
I'm very happy. We're glad we survived this pandemic. But
yeah.
What's next for you guys? The album,
Man,
the tour?
Yeah, the album, the tour, just getting ourselves on the map, getting us to be, regulars going to the European festivals, traveling, the United States and South America, just, being that band where it's like, not who's Hatriot, it's like, oh no, that's Hatriot. Hatriot's on the bill. Let's go we got to go out and check these guys out. And just getting people familiar with our music. Yeah, man, just traveling the world, meeting people, and, putting our stamp on the thrash metal history, and not just, oh, they're Zetro Sons. No, oh, there's Zetro Sons. Wow, that's cool. Not have that be the first thing people say, but have it be our, ride on our own merits. So, and, we're doing our best to try to do that.
Awesome. And I give you the chance to give a little info where they can find you and how they can find you and what they have to check out. Go wild.
Definitely. Yeah, we have all of our music on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, Hatriot. You can check us out on our Facebook, which is, just Hatriot. Instagram, we are Hatriot_official. You can check us out on Twitch. We've been live streaming all of our shows.
Yeah.
So we do that under my brother's channel, which is twitch.tv/Cody_Hatriot. We've been really live streaming, like I said, all of our live shows. We have a podcast we do every Monday night called the What's Fucked Up Podcast, where we bring on local bands and bands that want to, display their music, and we talk about it. And, we talk about video games, wrestling, all the things in pop culture. You can check us out we have a merchandise website, which is hatriot.bigcartel.com. Support the band. If you see a t-shirt you like or you see something you like, pick it up. We're constantly having, sales and deals and that kind of stuff. And that's the best way to support the band and keep us on the road, get us some gas money.
Yeah, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, it's already gone up. And you can find me on Instagram at sicknewsa, which is Nick Souza, but the first letters swapped, sicknewsa.
Yeah.
So yeah, feel free to reach out. I'm pretty good about responding to people. Sometimes it falls in the cracks, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And the Veil of Shadows comes out July 22nd, Massacre Records. So worldwide.
And the great
baby.
cover I saw was a great artwork cover. We didn't mention yet, but I saw the design is really cool. Who made it?
Paulo Girardi. He's done Power Trip. He's done the Power Trip albums. He's done Black Breath. He's done various other great bands in the industry.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did a great job. I love
He
the
did a great
anagram
job.
where if you flip it upside down, it's a skull, and then if you put it right side up, it's a castle. So he nailed it.
Yeah, I was forgot to mention it in the question, but last but not least, you did a great job.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. The cover looks awesome, guy.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
yeah. Hey, thank you very much. And last but not least, your father has a YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah, go check him out. It's Zetro's Toxic Vault. He's got a bunch of amazing guests on his show. Anybody from Lars Fredriksson from Rancid. He's gotten Rob Dukes, formerly of Exodus, now of Generation Kill. That was a phenomenal interview. I mean, he's gotten Waddy from The Exploited. He's gotten hella people. Will Carroll, Chuck Billy, Eric Peterson, everybody who's somebody here in the Bay Area, he's pretty much managed to get him or coming through. So yeah, man, check that out. That's a great channel as well. And hopefully we can nudge him about putting this on his channel.
I hope so. Please, Steve, do it for me and your sons. And I also want to say hello to my good friend, Tim. Hi, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
It was great to meet you in the Bay, and it was great to eat chicken at your place and give your sons my football jerseys to your kids. I love you all, Bay Area, and I hope to see you on the road very soon.
Heck yeah. We love you guys over there in the Netherlands. So.
Nederland, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Nicholas.
Thank you, Marco.
It was a pleasure to talk to you, and I don't know. I hope let's make a great video of it and share it all over the globe. Okay?
Yeah, we'll share it all over all of our social medias. So we'll make this explode. Get the word of Hatriot out there.
Give those thumbs up and more likes, more subscribers for every channel. For real metal. Like, share, subscribe now for the passion of the fashion in Tilburg and the Bay Area together now in the YouTube show. Have a good time, Nicholas. See you.
All right.
See you soon.
Horns up, baby. See ya.
Cheers. Bye.
See ya.